Hello, this is Joe from Nerd in Korea. We're starting a new series on budget mechanics. I'm going to do this first one here on lifegain. So again, when I say budget, I mean $2 or less, and I am going by the TCG market value. They are not a sponsor. Alright. So what is lifegain? The most common way to lose a game is by losing all your life, right? That's the most common way, I think, that everyone loses games or wins games is by the opponents losing life or them losing all the life. Life game keeps a player in the game, but with the right support cards can also provide a lot of other utility. So a lot of this is about like not just gaining life, but also getting extra value out of gaining life. Many of these cards are very niche to a particular type of deck. Again, these are not going to fit in every deck, but they're going to be amazing in the decks they do fit in. Which is part of what makes them budget, is that the broadly useful ones that are very good, they cost a lot of money. You want very good cards that are cheap, look for niche things. Tome of the Spirit Dragon is 22 cents. It is a land, so you can tap it for one colorless, which is not bad to begin with. Or you can pay 2 and tap it. You gain 1 life for each colorless creature you control. If you have a deck that makes a lot of colorless creatures, it is probably very good at making lots of them. So this will be a lot of life gain. Alright, in the right deck, this could be like just an insane amount of life gain. Anyway, yeah, 22 cents. Ivory Tower. So at the beginning of your upkeep, gain 1 life for each card in your hand in excess of 4. So if you have 5 cards, gain 1 life, 6 cards, gain 2 life, 7 cards, gain 3 life. Again, a lot of decks, card draws may be more of a problem than something you want to like gain life off of. But in a deck, particularly if you have a lot of card draw synergy and no limit to hand size, if you've got a deck that does that a lot, then this can just be a crazy include, right? This can just be like, you're almost just not going to die from losing life if you have a lot of card draw. If you've got a deck that draws like, 10 cards, and then you just keep them in hand, that's going to be 10 life every turn. Anyway, $1.81, by far the most expensive one on the list. Accomplished Alchemist. Okay, add 1 mana of any color. Being able to add 1 mana of any color, already good. But add X mana of 1 color, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. So you're basically turning your life gain into card draw. Or not card draw, sorry, that's later. Into mana, right? Into mana. My brain sucks. It's yeah, very, very good with any kind of life gain, and green does a lot of life gain as well. So I think there's many decks that can get just a ton of usefulness out of this. Being able to ramp with life gain, that's a really scary combination. Alright, so 61 cents. Will Scion a Piece. This is very similar, I think, to Accomplished Alchemist, but maybe not quite as good in some way. One thing I would point out, potential commander. You could make this into a commander. I think I will put him on one of my commander lists, but yeah. Spells you cast this turn that are white and or blue cost X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Okay, so remember, it is spells you cast this turn. All the spells, right? Not just one spell cost reduction, it's all the spells. That's what's really good about this guy, is that, okay, Accomplished Alchemist, if you're only going to cast 1 spell, Accomplished Alchemist is probably better. If you're going to cast a whole bunch of spells, this is way better, right? Especially if he's the commander, then you're casting those blue and white spells, you know you're going to. So that gets out of hand very quick, right? If you want to do a kind of like spell slinger with this, that is very feasible. But yeah, anyway, 31 cents. So what is your favorite life gain synergy card? Please hit like and subscribe. Also, it really does help the channel out a lot. I've gotten a lot so far. It's, I think, going well. But anyway, yeah. Okay. Well of Lost Dreams. P of Well. You may pay mana to draw cards as long as you're able to keep your life going. So if you gain life, you can pay... yeah, X that is less than the amount you gain. So you want to make sure you're getting like more than one at a time is something really important. If you're only getting one life, then you can draw 0 cards. You need something where you can draw or gain, you know, a larger amount of life, but then you can pay X mana that's less than the amount you gained and draw cards equal to X. Especially if your deck doesn't have blue, but you have life gain. Like my first thought was a Selesnya deck. There's plenty of Selesnya life gain decks. Throw this in there, you can just be drawing for days, right? Especially if it's good at getting mana, but maybe not good at getting cards. This card is just like absolutely a monster. That's like your card draw sorted for the whole game right there. Anyway, that is a whole 50 cents. I would really like to... There's good defenders that can have lifelink as well. And I think if you do that, then you're kind of discouraging people from attacking you. So that's really good in that you're like kind of making a synergy that protects you from attacks. Tome of the Spirit Dragon, 22 cents. Ivory Tower, $1.81. Accomplished Alchemist is 61 cents. Will, Scion of Peace is 31 cents. Well of Lost Dreams is 50 cents. Again, I think Well of Lost Dreams should be more. It's one of those cards I look at and go like, maybe the paying 1 mana for a card draw is really worth it. I think people see the kind of extra condition and think, no thank you, but really? I don't know. Anyway, okay, take it easy.